The following broadcast is not suitable for children under 3 years of age.
It's time for Clashing Heads.
President's Day. Welcome to Clashing Heads, everybody. All the news, all the opinion, all the heartburn, and all the plummeting popularity you will ever need for the rest of your life.
Or the rest of the week.
Well, and speaking of plummeting popularity, here he is, the human
Lefty Owl.
the human downward treadline himself, Mr. Negative, Mr. Cynic, Mr. Hey, we love you anyway. Righty Jim.
Righty Jim. Give it up for Righty Jim.
Well, I'd have to give up a lot.
Oh, jeez.
Righty Jim, how much are you giving up for yourself?
I tolerate your gibberish every week, so quite a bit.
And yours truly, Moderate Mike, on the scene once again with my signal sniffer intact, sniffing out the both of you guys.
What exactly is a signal sniffer?
Yeah, I know, and I know where that foul stench is coming from, and it ain't me.
No, it's the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Inner workings of a lot of the pipes in this country are breaking down quickly. And this one from the 1960s cracked and opened up and spilled raw sewage.
Yeah, that's the one that's actually upriver in Virginia, wasn't it? Or was it in DC proper?
It was came through DC, and he can't. President Trump can't open up the window to the Oval Office.
Yeah, I thought it started in Virginia, which is why I was confused when he first said that. Yeah,
everybody, I guess, north of the Potomac is okay to drink the water.
Yeah, well, it flows north to south.
Yeah, so they're telling people not to swim, fish, or anything. Yeah. But isn't it frozen over right now anyway?
I would think it would be. I don't know. It might be warming up a little bit. I know it's going to be nice and warm in Texas.
But they tried to cover it up because I think it broke end of January.
Who is they?
We're just fine.
Tried to cover up this story.
Well,
whatever the local municipal water company is.
Yes, not the president.
Not Washington Water and Light. I don't see what it is.
Well, speaking of Washington, right?
Yes. Go ahead.
All right, Mike.
Sir.
What is today, and what are we celebrating
here?
Clashing Heads.
Oh, the big day, President's Day, and we're celebrating George Washington and Abraham Lincoln's birthday today.
Now, Moderate Mike. When we were kids, we used to get both Lincoln and Washington's birthday off separate weeks. Now they've crammed it all together, and at best, you only get one holiday now.
One holiday, and I almost think
it's a ripoff.
Well, aren't they? Yeah, because the kids today get so many days off anyway for Teacher Awareness Day.
Yeah, we never had. When you have 27 guidance counselors too.
Yeah, but we also celebrate, I think, Ronald Reagan's birthday on this day.
Do we?
Oh, I don't know.
You could squeeze it in there because I think it's his birthday in the next week or so.
I would like to know among us who we
February 6th
as our worst presidents.
Why don't we just do this? And instead of striving for the lowest, which is what the Democrats tend to do in California, why don't we ask who the best president? Sorry.
I think Abraham Lincoln.
Who's your favorite president, whether best or worst? Who's your favorite president, Lefty Al? And Lefty Al, just to make sure, Karl Marx was never American president.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
I would say I have to put at my top of my list is FDR.
Not surprising. Moderate Mike, who's your favorite president?
I have actually two favorite presidents. The first one is
on Clashing Heads. Sure, why not?
I'll let him have it.
John F. Kennedy, number one, who I actually was able to shake his hand when I was a little boy.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The only president I ever shook hands with, he was coming down State Street in a parade just before my mother took me to go see Babes in Toyland that opened up at the State and Lake Theater. And she pushed me to the front of the crowd, off of the curb, and John Kennedy reached down and grabbed my hand and shook it.
Wow.
And what was I? I was 7 years old, I believe.
Wow.
6 or 7 years old at the time.
That's wonderful.
So that's a great memory. But Abraham Lincoln, I would say. In fact, he's the only president in history that's had over 18,000 publications written about him.
Yeah, there's more books written about Lincoln than any other person other than Jesus Christ.
Is Lincoln your favorite president, Righty Jim?
I'm going to go with Reagan. I care for the era of Reagan. So
Really,
I would say Reagan. And again, this is favorite. This doesn't necessarily mean best.
Righty Jim, did you ever shake hands of a president or?
No, I do not. I've never. I can't say that I've ever been in the presence of a president. Well, actually, no, that's not true. No, that would be true because the conventions I've covered have always been for people. I've been near somebody who became president. That's about as close as I could get.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got nothing as far as that.
Closest I came is to a vice president. Does anyone want to guess my vice president? I shake hands with
Spiro Agnew.
No, I wouldn't wanted it. I would not have wanted to shake Spiro's hand, but
come on, Richard, you would have. If you had the situation to shake any president or vice president's hand, you would not have done that.
Oh, of course I would have.
Okay.
But but he would have just thought I was giving him a bribe. I think, knowing the story of Agnew. But no, I did shake Hubert Humphrey's hand.
Oh, beautiful.
Hubert Humphrey.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
And I was on my way walking down Wilshire Boulevard, walking with a buddy of mine from junior high school as we were headed toward the Ambassador Hotel when all of a sudden ambulances and sirens rang out and we headed back to my apartment and my parents had the TV on and we saw that Robert Kennedy was shot.
Oh, dear.
How awful.
Yeah. So that was the end of that walk down Wilshire Boulevard.
The closest I can come, actually, now that I think about it, is my mother used to wait on Ronald Reagan. She worked at Bullock's Wilshire in La Fiesta.
I remember Bullock's Wilshire.
During the 40s or 30s, 40s. Actually, no, sorry, it was during World War II. Because
Lefty L goes back that far.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
No, but I do know my relatives owned an equestrian store where Reagan shopped frequently.
Oh, very nice.
For saddles.
In Burbank, California.
And that's where the Equestrian Center is, I
That's
believe.
correct.
Yeah, the Griffith Park one, right?
Griffith Park, right there where Sinatra has his museum.
Is the Equestrian Center still there?
I don't know it.
I would think so.
It was featured in an Adam 12 episode one time, I remember.
Oh my goodness, you're going way back now.
Because there was literally a horse thief. They had to go investigate a horse.
Speaking of horses, this segues perfectly into wishing you both a happy Lunar New Year, which is the year of the horse.
The year of the horse.
Well done, moderator.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully it's not a gelding or.
Well, I don't know about that. And I don't know if it's left or right.
Seriously.
Did we
Horse is a horse, of course, of course.
Of course. Except for, we need a talking horse in this show. So.
We do.
Many say we have one, but never mind.
Yeah. So we didn't want to, you guys don't want to talk about your worst presidents or how C-SPAN ranked the worst president.
Oh, we don't have time for that.
Well, everyone in the audience, guess who?
And again, Lefty Al was never president.
Well, I hear Buchanan and, of course, our last president.
Andrew Johnson,
Okay.
Franklin Pierce, Warren Harding, and Herbert Hoover, of which in the modern presidency, Harding and Hoover both happen to be of what party, Moderate Mike? You know?
They were old Republicans.
Yeah. Well, Republicans, yeah.
Well, what Mr. Biden? Where does he fare?
No, he's probably in the top third, I would think.
What, as good presidents?
Yeah. I don't.
Oh my goodness.
This is all just.
That could take 2 hours talking about.
All right. So
anyway, how about the Nancy Guthrie situation?
Well,
just gets weirder and weirder. I don't know what to say.
By the way, Biden's generally regarded in the middle tier to upper middle tier. So
time usually it's too close to a time. You need 20 years to figure these things out.
But getting back to that, that's
August close to 20 years on Trump's first term.
We'll see if Harvey Levin's said he keeps receiving pan out to be anything, or if the surfer.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with that one. Harvey Levin's letters.
The letters he's receiving. He got a fourth one today.
Somebody sending him letters on this
through TMZ.
Yeah, but I know what you're about. I heard that before. That's news to me.
And he wants, and this person is saying that he has seen Nancy Guthrie about 5 days ago with somebody over the border in Mexico.
Oh, jeepers.
So it's getting crazier and crazier. And then now the FBI has put out their signal sniffers, which are attached to drones that are flying low to the ground to try to see if they can detect Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker, which sends out a very low wattage signal on Bluetooth. So these are Bluetooth signals.
Yeah, so they're very short. So they're very short distance.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work.
They're going to have to be within maybe 30 feet, if not 20 feet.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe they should go over the border.
You know what? I'm hearing that the original, they've changed thoughts. They always look to relatives.
Members.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard they ruled out the family members.
They really
completely.
Yeah, I would say. But another theory is that this was just a burglary gone bad.
Yeah, they've taken her or.
It's so sad.
Like that. Yeah.
And Savannah Guthrie.
Well, it's so frustrating because, and also it's like, we're not Britain in the sense that we're the most watched country and you can't go anywhere without some sort of a camera being on you. But it is kind of odd that it's not the most populated area in southern Arizona, but it's not exactly completely wide open middle of nowhere that this could go on. And there have been no credible, other than I don't know if this Harvey Levin person is as credible or not, but there's been no mass credible sightings of her. And it's like she literally has somewhat disappeared, which seems to be a very difficult
thing. And now they're
thing.
hoping that the glove that they found, the DNA will match up with the glove that the perpetrator was wearing. We'll have to see how this all hangs out.
The perpetrator is not named though. Yeah.
The thing is, she lived in an area that was dark, right, and not.
Yeah, there's not a lot of natural light. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have a lot of those areas down there don't intentionally do street lights. You get like sky watchers and people like that, and they like to be able to look up and see this and see the stars at night and don't get the glare from city, which is great unless you're in a situation like this where it's bad.
And seeing the Savannah Guthrie video once again today.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Heart-wrenching.
Just really hope he gets her mom back.
Yeah. Moving along to maybe the Olympics and the big event that happened over the weekend.
Well, which one?
Are you talking about
Lefty L?
What about
my favorite sport? Favorite sport.
Oh, curling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Canadians are.
Were they going to throw down on the ice there?
I don't know what's happening, but the Canadians, I guess, actually.
Weren't the nice Canadians, were they though?
No.
Aren't we going to try out for an Olympics? Clashing heads.
Well, actually, funny. No, there's a funny one connected to that. Chad Benson, who show I'm on, they actually tried that. They actually broadcast from the curling facility in Nashville last week, and they went out and tried it. And he said it's difficult. One of the things that a lot of people don't get a real good handle on is the scope of the size of a curling, what do you call it, rink or layout. It's 50 yards long. It's a lot longer than people think it is. And he was having problems. He was the guy, rolling the stone. And he said he's having a problem. He said he could get down in that position, but continuing to stay in that position as he slid along got to be a little.
Oh my God!
Oh, it ate nipples.
There's some of these sports. I mean, how about luge? Come on. I mean, just put someone in there and just set them off.
It's not the way it works. You could die doing that. People have.
The Canadians cheated, I guess, when the broom hit the stone before they were supposed.
We're back to.
Well, did anybody rule? Did they actually rule? Did that happen, or was it? Because I didn't know there actually was any final determination of it. And then is there a penalty for that, or what's the ruling on that?
I don't know what the ruling is, but they're saying the Canadians won that round of curling, and they shouldn't have.
Sorry, and then I heard also that happened in the women's round again with the Canadians later on that afternoon or evening.
Oh my gosh!
Who introduced curling to the Olympics?
Yes, the Canadians.
Moderate Mike.
It's your sport.
I know it's my sport. Just give me a broom and I'm right there.
I think the Canadians like hard.
You don't
I
even
thought
know
they
where
were
we could
skate
go
on the
beyond
Curling Hall of Fame, Modern Mike.
I know. I will go into the curling hall of I love it. I love it. And speaking of winning sports, the NASCAR had a big
Wait,
event.
hold on.
Oh.
We should give it a part of the Olympics we were going to talk about. We were going to do a think about a Clashing Heads bobsled, but we should give some a tribute to Jordan Stoltz, right? For winning. How many gold medals has he won? He's won at least.
Do we have an update on that?
I have no idea. He's going for his third, I think, this week.
By the way, let me jump back real quick. Scotland is considered the home of curling.
Yes. Scotland is, yes.
Oldest known curling stones are between 1511 and 1551. Found in Blaine, Scotland.
By the way, everyone, does that compete with Stonehenge?
No, because that would be in England, not Scotland. No, but it does.
And hopefully they aren't wearing kilts when they're curling at the same time.
Ooh, that would be painful, especially when they're on their on the knee thing. Oh boy, that'd be low. What's Stansbury hitting? Exactly.
When you think of Stonehenge, which I've been to, that it's so impressive because there's nothing around it that is stone. It's just green, right? But
meaning that each round doing stones is significant difference.
We could segue into the Obama quote because everyone thinks of Stonehenge as visited by aliens, not illegal aliens, Righty Jim, but aliens.
Wasn't that
NASCAR?
But it would be funny. Oh, well, you were going to ask me something about NASCAR.
Yes. Can you spell NASCAR, Lefty L?
Well, I can. Pollution.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the answer of the day. Oh my God, Righty Jim is absolutely speechless.
I think he's stumped.
I'm stumped. I'm sorry. I was.
You didn't think I could spell NASCAR, but I may not be able to spell it, but I can smell it.
Lefty L, can we at least congratulate Tyler Reddick on his win? And
yes,
and our good friend from the NBA who owns the car, Michael Jordan,
who is also famous for a very famous political quote.
And you want to give us that quote, Righty Jim?
Yes. Somebody asked him during his playing days why he didn't ever talk about politics, especially with, when he was a big shot for Nike, because he had lots of influence. He goes, well, because Republicans buy Nikes also.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
He knew better than to inject politics into business.
That's right. We shouldn't inject politics into Clashing Heads. Not at all.
That's a little different. Our business is injecting politics.
But
we don't know what Lefty Al's been injecting based upon some of the stuff.
Well, wait a minute. We could go there with I was going to save that for our News of the Weird segment, Righty Jim. But first, before we have our News of the Weird,
I'm not doing News of the Weird.
We have one News of the Weird. If you have News of the Weird, you certainly welcome to bring out your weirdness, Righty Jim. But a tribute, I think all of us can agree on. Even Righty Jim will agree with me on the passing of Robert Duvall.
Oh
yes, at the age of 95.
I did not know he was that old. I
didn't know that.
I figured mid 80s or something. I never really thought much.
And when we're done with the podcast tonight, I'm going to put on Godfather 2.
Oh. And Apocalypse Now, and I mean,
Lonesome Dove. He became the king of the westerns,
right? I mean, but this guy had with acting such range, right?
Acting and directing,
yeah,
he had to be award winner.
And he was the crew chief in Days of Thunder.
Does anyone know his first role? His first role.
Go ahead.
I'll give you a hint. As great an actor as he is, and maybe the best actors may start out with non-speaking roles.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Lots of times they do. Absolutely. And actually, to be fair, lots of times they start in roles of which they are not credited for, which you don't really know until they tell you that they were in such and such as, I was a corpse on CSI.
Well,
something.
This was a good clue, everyone.
Yes.
So what do you think? Robert Duvall, don't look it up.
I'm not looking it up. I honestly have no.
First role, Modern Mike, do you have any idea?
I'm going to say Twilight Zone.
No.
Everybody's seen. Yeah, that is a real good guess. A lot of people started on the Twilight Zone.
But that's not it.
Okay. Can you give us the answer?
Yes. Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes, you're absolutely right. To Kill a Mockingbird. You're absolutely right. That was the very first.
What a great movie.
Well, that's his very first credited role. We don't know if there are others that he wasn't, but
but his acting, you could tell a great actor. He didn't need to say a word. But
by the way, Lefty, where do you
eyes when you saw how that film was directed, and you looked at this man that, and just how profound the whole scene was.
Lefty Al, where was he born?
San Diego.
Yes. Wouldn't you have thought he was born somewhere in the South or Texas or something like that?
No, I did read that he was born in Earth.
No, you are correct. You're correct, which I was surprised by that. I would have thought he would have come from at least somewhere in this,
local guy makes good sort of local for all of us.
Yeah, relatively local, sure.
Compared to the rest.
All right. Do we want to jump into the main topics now?
Let's, Modern Mike, where are we going on our main topics tonight?
Well, we can go to Righty.
How about Trump and the economy?
Yes, I was just about to say Trump and the economy, and who wants to take that, right?
Well, we don't want to talk about the partial government shutdowns.
Well, that's going on too now.
It's such a minor thing. I don't know what really is.
Well, we don't. After about a week or so, a couple of our major departments, TSA, the Coast Guard,
again, oh boy,
FEMA, they'll all be not getting their checks if they can't decide on.
But that doesn't mean that they're not working. They're just unfortunately not getting paid.
One of the reasons why Senator Fetterman is not voting for this, along with the rest of the Democrats, is that ICE is fully funded.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm saying the intent of the left did not work again.
No, it's going to work. They're going to get some of what they want. First of all, Righty Jim,
they're going to get. Let's get back to the Trump.
Okay, and one more breaking news on the news front.
Hey, let
me just throw this in just as we'll talk about it next week maybe, but Susan Collins has decided to side with Republican senators and support the
Save America.
Yeah,
good.
She's the 50th vote on that.
Yeah,
great.
But it's somewhat DOA.
We don't need it.
We can go into it again later. All right, Righty Jim, go for it.
So basically, there's been some good unemployment. There's some good economic news for all of America. Even Lefty Al would be happy by this. Unemployment down to 4.3%. More jobs are added than expected. The workplace participation rate went up to 62.5%. We've also got real wages rising, which is a good thing. So they rose 4.3% with inflation down to between 2 and 3%. That means that about 1.9% real wage growth, which is better than the Biden administration. We were seeing negative wage growth. So all in all, things are looking good. Affordability is coming up for people. Let's see, whatever else that we've got here. Got lots
are down though.
Yeah, but poll numbers are. Yeah. Oh no! How will he run again for a third term?
You know what?
Lefty, hang on, Lefty. Let's go back to you.
You want to
continuously spout week after week after week about stagflation. Lefty Al.
Well, we're not.
Where's your stag
right now? It doesn't look like stagflation. Do victory laps, Righty Jim. The economy.
I'm just trying to make sure about some of your wonderful predictions.
Righty Jim, you're asking questions.
Yeah. Where's the stagflation? Answer that.
Look, I would say the average American is not looking at what you're looking at. The average American is suffering by inflation, and you're laughing at the average.
They're suffering from 2 to 3% inflation when it was 9%. You know what?
It's. I don't believe it.
You don't believe it was really 9%.
Trump may be fixing the numbers.
Even if
it's true. Average Americans are dealing with you're not even taking into account the cost of tariffs on the average American. Righty Jim, let me throw it back at you. Who ultimately is paying those tariffs?
Right now, the companies are paying about half of them.
Oh, really?
And the The purchasers are paying about half of them, but we'll have to see
Oh,
what happens can I finish?
yeah.
What happens when the Supreme Court decides? Because either the tariffs will go away and it'll become a non-issue, or the tariffs will stay and then it will become more of an issue on the economy. Absolutely.
Well, it's an issue on the economy now, Righty Jim.
No, because the companies are picking them up for the most part.
Oh, that's not true.
Sure it is.
Companies, no,
No,
you're
Kia's eating 100% of the cost of the tariffs on their imported cars.
Well, Righty Jim, I want to do a fact check on you on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fact check, please.
Okay. Fact check. U.S. importers. Okay. Importer passes the costs along. And on this one, let's find the fact check. Most economists are finding in Chicago, major study, Federal Reserve, University of Chicago, 70 to 100% of tariff costs are borne by average Americans. So this is not something,
Are you talking about historically or talking about these specific tariffs?
Oh, well, let's talk about these specific tariffs.
Okay, so your answer was historically, not these specific tariffs.
So,
you were citing things that had happened as
American. Oh,
you were citing things that had happened.
How many manufacturing jobs have come back because of tariffs, Righty Jim? How much aluminum foil is being produced in the United States?
Same as it's always been, 0.
Yeah, 0 is right. And what is the cost? Let's just take that. We were taking eggs before Trump when he was running for office. Now let's take aluminum.
Yeah, what are eggs now, by the way, Lefty?
What
are eggs now, Lefty Al?
What's the cost? Why is aluminum foil so high, Righty Jim?
I wouldn't know. I bought a bunch of it before, and I don't need any more aluminum foil.
Oh, so everything's about you, right?
No, Lefty Al, unfortunately, it's not about you, though.
I think.
By the way, so again, those costs of eggs, you don't want to talk about the cost of eggs falling, do you?
Well, yeah, I can talk about that. I can talk about that. The reasons why the price of eggs were high was because of bird flu. Okay,
and how many birds were killed by the Biden
administration. Chickens and hens had to be wiped out, and that brought up the reason for eggs. And you guys demagogued the whole thing. You're denying the fact that a lot of chickens were wiped out because of bird flu, and that brought up the cost of eggs. Okay,
and now they've come back down.
Yeah,
because you guys don't have squawking about the cost of eggs, and now you're not squawking about it.
All right. So
crowing about it, maybe.
Why don't we talk about Righty Jim? Trump's plummeting poll numbers. We started out with
because they don't cost the American public anything.
Oh, well, why would, if things were so popular about Trump, why isn't that reflecting in the polls, Righty Jim?
Oh, Lefty Al, how would you like this analogy? To make an omelet, you must break some eggs.
Oh, I see. So you must break people's wallets and pocketbooks and people's heads what ICE is doing.
Lefty Al, no.
You think that's so popular?
Lefty Al, my analogy is that a lot of people aren't pleased with the way that the cleaning up of the Biden administration's mess with immigration is going on. And that's why the poll numbers are probably low at this point.
Righty Jim.
When this gets passed before the midterms, okay? And
how bad are the poll numbers?
Can I speak, or are you just going to keep talking?
Go ahead. How bad are the poll numbers?
The poll numbers are about the same as they always are for Trump. He's polling in the high 30s. Trump never polls over 50%, and he polls between 32 and 38%.
That's absolutely not true. In fact, Trump is underwater.
Oh, no, again, Lefty Al, how will he run for re-election?
Well, let me ask you, Righty Jim, you seem to make a big deal about two things last.
You seem to make a big deal about poll numbers. A guy that's not going to run for election.
Right. Modern Mike, it's buzzer time.
Is it buzzer time?
Buzzer time. It's interrupting me.
It's only buzzer time if you want to move on to another topic.
No, we're not moving on from this because you made a point last episode. You made it like such a big point how you felt that blacks overwhelmingly were supporting voter ID and that there's voter ID.
I cited a poll from CNN, which you said you've been there
interrupting me again. I'm
not providing the content and you don't want to provide.
Question. Well, let me ask you, do you think it's equally important about how Americans feel about Trump? And let me ask you, you just said he polls in the 30s, like that's a majority. Okay.
No.
How about Trump? How about his polling recently in red states that voted for him? How's he doing there, Righty Jim?
Okay, Lefty Al.
How's he doing?
I actually don't know.
Oh, really? Well, why don't we go over it?
Do you have the answer?
Well, provide an answer and let's move along.
I have the answer.
Okay.
In 12 states and 5 states in the Confederacy where Trump is underwater.
Well, the Confederacy was
and the original
Confederacy had Democrats in it, so I don't think that only works.
He's underwater in
Confederacy.
Okay, underwater in Florida. He's underwater in Texas.
Lefty,
in North Carolina. Hold on.
Provide the numbers, not editorial.
You don't want me to finish. You're keeping
provide the numbers, not editorial. Underwater means he could be down 80-20. It could mean he's down 49-48. Provide the numbers.
Okay, Righty Jim. Okay, Moderate Mike. You're entitled to have the actual numbers. You don't want to take my word for it, Righty Jim. Fine. We'll save it for the end of the show. Okay, let's go on to the next Clashing Heads topic. But stay tuned, audience, for the rest of the show.
I do find it interesting while you're finding your numbers and you're done letting me know that you are so concerned about a guy that's not running for re-election. Poll numbers. Yes,
I have a question. I have a question for both of you, actually.
Sure, go ahead.
Just shows his legitimacy, and
he's elected legitimately. That's all we need to know.
After hearing the speeches in the Munich conference, Lefty Al, if the election was held today, just out of curiosity, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer because who knows what's going to happen.
And I'm not going to interrupt this, so go right ahead.
You know what I'm going to say, Righty Jim.
Go ahead.
If the election was held today, would you vote for either Secretary of State Marco Rubio for president or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Oh, if the election were held today, I probably would vote for Rubio.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I would vote for AOC, despite what Righty Jim says.
She has no policy plan.
So why does Ted Cruz think that she and Gavin are going to be the Democratic nominees? Why
Look, President Vice, isn't it?
What?
President, Vice President?
And
Gavin Newsom, who, if anybody had bought gas in the last 48 hours, paid 40 cents more. That's coming on our topic.
Yeah, that's coming up.
We paid 40 cents more a gallon for gas this week.
Lefty out sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah, my honest answer to your question is,
yeah,
that's who, if the Republicans could have their pick of candidates to run against, it would be Gavin and AOC.
Right, but why would the Democrats want to listen to Ted Cruz about that?
I don't think he's saying it for
candidates.
He's not saying it for the Democrats. He's saying
people like Andy Beshear or people like that who I think could actually win the White House.
How about the governor of Pennsylvania?
Shapiro, I don't think so, but he would.
No.
And Illinois,
Illinois, forget it.
Shapiro would never be nominated because there's too many anti-Semites in the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It has nothing.
What I'm talking about is exactly why you won't vote for AOC.
I won't vote for AOC because she has a lot. She could never win an election.
Well, because she's an anti-Semite to start with.
Well, that's not the only reason. She's not an anti-Semite. She represents the Bronx. I don't think she's an anti-Semite, but she is anti-Israel. She has a public record of calling Israel out for genocide, which is ridiculous. Even you and I.
Yes, which is what
we all agree on that, and she has no foreign policy knowledge.
Which is what she did in Munich.
Yeah.
In Munich, she was calling the Jews she was calling the Jews Holocaust creators.
Unbelievable.
So if you don't really have much presence to know where you are and making stupid comments,
I would almost bring back Sarah Palin and her lookout.
Oh yeah, there's a Sarah Palin joke on Gutfeld tonight that Sarah Palin must be going, wow, boy, you guys thought I was bad. Thank you, AOC.
She was horrible.
Anyway, so
all right, okay, give us some numbers. You got
where's numbers? Where's our numbers?
The numbers are as follows.
Okay. Lefty out. Wait a minute, Lefty out. Let me give you your glasses. Here.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, let me give you another quote of AOC. She criticized Marco Rubio's speech, arguing he's an oversimplified framing of cowboy origins, overlooks the contributions of, I quote, Mexicans and descendants of African slave people to cowboys. She reportedly said, my favorite part is when he said American cowboys came from Spain. I believe Mexicans and African American enslaved people would like a word with him.
Okay, I have some numbers for you guys. So Texas, these are on the latest polls. Texas has, this comes 37% approval, 61% disapproval.
Of what?
Independent University of North Florida showed 31% approval, 58% disapproval.
Of what?
Of Trump. Approval.
Of Trump or how he's
Trump
handling
personally?
ICE
Yeah.
and
Or Epstein or what?
This is
the economy,
as
foreign policy.
Overall as a president. These are from states that voted for Trump, and the latest polls show him underwater.
Well, everybody's
underwater, including Indiana. He's underwater, including Iowa. He's underwater in a lot. He's definitely underwater in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Nevada. I mean, even if it's just by a point or two, he's not polling well now.
I think what those numbers represent, and I'm not taking sides because I am moderate Mike actually, but yes, and I've got to stay moderately moderate, just because of the deportation handling and what happened in Minnesota, and I think that had a lot to do with it. Now, before we lose our time, I just want to say you can always find us on YouTube at clashing_heads.com. You can listen to Righty Jim on the Chad Benson Show Friday mornings and Monday.
Yes, Monday mornings we're doing midterm Mondays now.
Excellent. And if you have any comments on the show, please feel free to find us at clashingheads.com.
At clashingheads.com. Well, good night, everyone. Till next week, right?
Oh, that's
fine.
There's always more.
Maybe he'll find his numbers by then.
Not just his numbers, his glasses.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Lefty Al. Good night, Ray.
Good night, Moderate Mike. Good night, Moderate Righty Jim.
Good night, Lefty Al.
All right. I like how enthusiastic he is.
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Where is Mrs. Calabash?
We're still looking for her.
Okay.
Called car 66, car 49.
What was that car? Where are you?
54.
Car 54. Oh, very good.
Car 54.
With Al Lewis and Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic show. All right, everyone.
Good night.
Lefty Al here with Promises Made, Promises Kept segment, even for Righty Jim. But let's go into poll numbers that were promised in our show tonight. Okay, here we go. First of all, a quote from Donald Trump. Trump wrote on Truth Social last week, "The highest poll numbers I have ever received." Well, if the highest poll numbers he ever received was in the mid-30s, that's probably the case. He said, obviously people like a strong and powerful country with the best economy ever. Again, Trump doesn't know and isn't reading the latest poll numbers, even by his lofty beliefs that he does better than the mid-30s. Okay, everyone, here we go. According to Civiqs polling, and this is of registered voters from January 20th, 2025 through February 16, 2026. Okay, the latest poll numbers taken as February 16th, 2026. Trump has disapproval in states he carried. Alaska, approval 42%, disapprove 54%. He carried Arizona. His approvals now is 43%, disapproval 53%. Okay, we don't have to say California, but I'll say it anyway. The largest state in the nation, which Trump dismisses as not a state to consider. 26% approval, 70% disapproval. Okay, let's go to other states, including his home state now of Florida. 45% approval, 51%. Florida from the old Confederacy. Georgia from the old Confederacy. His base, right? 39% approval, 56% disapproval. Okay? He is upside down in Iowa, which is a state he carried. It's carried twice now. 43% approval, 52% disapproval. He's upside down in, Michigan, which is traditionally a Democrat state and a Democratic state, maybe you might want to say, and typically carried by Democrats, but Trump carried it this time. Now his approval is 37% to 57%. He's upside down by what? 20%, right? All right. Continue. Mississippi, folks, he barely has approval in Mississippi, 49% to 47%, and Missouri, 48% to 46%. These are deep red states, okay? I mean, he barely shows approvals. In Nevada, he's down by 40% to 56%. Some of you in the audience are numbers wonks like Righty Jim, and he asked for this, so he's getting it, okay? Even if it's after our show. This is our post-show commentary. All right, to continue. North Carolina, approval 43%, disapproval 54%. States he carried again. Ohio, which was considered a long time bellwether state that's tipped more, not even purple anymore. It's now a red state, but approval 45% to 50% disapprove. Okay. I mean, you have to go to states like Oklahoma where he gets over 50%. Okay. He gets 58% to 38% in Oklahoma. But again, Pennsylvania, which is a key state to the Keystone State, okay, to his victory, 40% approval, 55% disapproval. And South Carolina, I mean, this is where the Confederacy all began, the Civil War, you name it, South Carolina. And yet in South Carolina, in the deepest of the reddest states in America, his popularity, and now 47% approval to 49% disapproval. Even they can't take him in South Carolina. But here's really one of concern for Republicans. Texas, 44% approval, 52% disapproval. And, it just continues. And then a state he needed to carry, Wisconsin, 43% approval to 54% disapproval. So, look, polls change, but Righty Jim says, well, he's not on the ballot. Look, I wouldn't count Trump out for not trying to be on the ballot in 2 years, but he will be on the ballot in the respect that the Republicans in Congress are on the ballot in elections this year. And so if elections were held today, it would be a wipeout. So I did my homework, everyone. Again, promises made, promises kept by Lefty out. Take care, everyone. Have a good night and a good week ahead. Bye now.